And welcome to the early morning Sunday show, the show that just it gets going when it's dark, and sometimes it seems like it's dark by the time it finishes too. Things just last a while. So welcome here. Today, man, I got some post punk. Well, actually, that's garage punk. The best jazz find I've ever had in my life. The very best jazz find. There's garage, rock. Um, there's rock. Oh, look at that. It's an electronic duo that's largely forgotten, and another duo that I think is just fantastic. We're going all over the world, but first, let's take a drive through the mountains just for the hell of it. Cheers. Okay, such an exciting week. Had that colonoscopy. I had just one last year, and it was so much fun. They said, let's do it again this year. But this year they got what they wanted. They reached up into my butt and found what they needed, and everything's good. So fantastic. Best part about colonoscopy is, God, when they put you out. I mean, I can't even count to 1 second, and I'm out like a light up until I wake up. It's so refreshing. So refreshing. Another week in Colorado, beautiful. The opening was the western. That was a drive on the western side of the Rocky Mountains. Just gorgeous. What a gorgeous drive through the canyon there. Just fantastic. There's so much great stuff around here. I really, really like it. If you're ever in Kalamazoo, Michigan, make sure you go to Greenlight Records. Look up Brian. Brian and I toured there. Brian doesn't have a channel, but he's from Kalamazoo. And we had really, it was a great time meeting Brian and shopping records. So, yeah, that's his store. Cheers. Alrighty. Some really cool stuff. Let's do a couple real quick, some shout outs and some new channels. Francis Tree. He has 10 subscribers. I mean, no, 10 subscribers. Only done 4 videos. He's out of Melbourne, Australia. Please check out his channel. If you like, give him a sub, give him some love. But just 10 subscribers out of Melbourne. There is Me Digger. I can't remember what the first name is now right offhand. He has 38 subscribers, and he is out of the UK. A lot of he not showing himself yet, kind of flipping through the records, but he's out there fighting a lot of things that I've never seen before. But he just finds stuff interesting, this music, and which is I always like. It's cool to see. I mean, we can all see the classics. We've seen the Doors. We've seen the Byrds, Beatles, but it's all this other music that's fascinating, and he shows a lot of that. And then there's a perfect prescription slash vinyl community, also out of Australia, and he has 81. He's starting to get himself rolling a little bit, coming up with ideas, not just contests and stuff, and come up with some of his own content. That's been very interesting. So 3 channels worth taking a look at. But since we started in Australia, where I guess you could still, at Walmart, I got the last carton of eggs. I scored it. I scored the last freaking carton of eggs. I'm going in there going, I'm out of eggs, and I could use some. And went in way in the back. 1 carton left. mine. Oh, the fighting was fierce. It was intense. As people saw and I grabbed that, they were jumping over their carts, coming at me. I had beans thrown at me. It was incredible pandemonium. But the fact is, I got a carton of eggs in my refrigerator, which we all have in America. Put locks on our refrigerators to protect our eggs. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I think I paid $6.70 for a carton of eggs. $2 a month ago. So yeah, there we go. That's inflation. Okay, but we're going to start in Australia. This is a brand new band. This is a 2025, brand new. One of my first new albums of the year, and the name of the group is Delivery. Delivery, and these Australian bastards used a French title, and I, of course, will try it. Force Majeure, Force Majeure. It's a contract clause that means both parties are most part that it frees both parties from liability and obligation. Okay, that's what it means. But this is an outstanding album. If you like kind of garage or kind of garage punk stuff, look at that, man. Isn't that wow? That is vibrant. They are out of Melbourne. And so I'm looking, and I thought, all right, is Ben Rankin in here? And a.k.a. Mike. They all have a lot of hair. Now, if Mike, if you're in there, that's a hell of a good wig. I don't know. But none of them have really cool shirts either. So that just says Ben Rankin is not in this group. But they are out of, it's garage punk. They formed in 2020. And the members came from various bands, Vacant Smiles, The Gutter Girls, and Blonde Revolver. And I'm just telling you, this is a joyful, riotous party. It is so good. You just crank up your amps, and it's just like blast the rock and roll. This was wonderful. I mean, it really. What do you think? It has like that swaggering strut that you just love with garage rock, but the fury of punk is in there. They just come at you. Two vocalists. There's James Lynch is one, and Rebecca Allen. They kind of trade off and even harmonize a little bit. But it is just, you have in here. There's touches of post punk. You have there's drone. You can hear drone. Even some synth pop is popped in just for the fun of it. But it mostly just rocks extremely hard. I mean, digging the very first song. When you put that on, you just go, whoa. This thing is awesome. And it just keeps going. This is just yeah. It's a sonic party. Really, really good. Out of Melbourne, Australia, Delivery. Well worth looking into. This came in off Heavenly Records. Heavenly. There we go. All right. Go Australia. I just named 2 Australian channels, and now we got that. Best jazz find ever. And if you've watched my honey hole, if you've seen this one, now we officially show it. This is a first press mono Art Blakey in the freaking shrink. And no, I have not pulled the shrink. This guy had it in the shrinks for many, many years, and it's fine. It's staying in the stinking shrink. Art Blakey, Indestructible, from 1966. And I'm just, it's hard to tell, but there are no scuffs. There are no scuffs. There are no scratches. This thing is beautiful, just beautiful. And we have even, there we go, there's the inner sleeve. Yeah, I mean, I'm a big Art Blakey fan. I like him. On this album, as I said, the Indestructible came out in 1966. Lee Morgan joined him. Lee Morgan had left, but he came back and rejoined the Jazz Messengers. And this has 5 new compositions that they put together. It's very hard swinging and very distinctive solos, because on here, not only do you have Lee Morgan, but you have Wayne Shorter on tenor sax. So you got some interesting stuff going on. It begins with the Egyptian, and that just kind of blasts out of your speakers. It's just so hard hitting. And the playing is just incredible by all the members. It just grabs your attention. Calling Miss Kadia was another one that I really thought. It starts side 2, and that one is another one where they just come out, and it's just the grooves, just like this hard-hitting grooves with kind of a Latin flair has been added into it. They do slow it down. Was it When Love Is New? This little quieter number, kind of a posh pop ballad. Kind of posh post-bop ballads, what I want to say. It's a post-bop ballad. Post-bop ballad. Fun. Post-bop ballad. Hey, use that in a sentence today. And I mean, this is just really good. Sortie is a cool one. On Sortie, both Shorter and Morgan are doing these solos that just go off the hook. I mean, they just go nuts. Really, really good. Incredible that, again, this is that honey hole where they don't sell jazz, so they price jazz to sell. And it was an incredible price I got on this thing. Just freaking incredible. Best jazz find ever. For me. Poor me. That brings us to, I have this book, Knights of Fuzz. Now, a lot of people have done the Acid Diaries, and I got the Acid Diaries volume 2 of it. But this one, this is my go-to Bible, the Knights of Fuzz, and the New Garage and Psychedelic Music Explosion. It's not as organized as the Acid Diaries. This is a little chaotic, but I like to take this, and one night I took this, and I marked it here, and I just opened it up. I opened it up, and the very first thing I come up to is this group called Los Negativos. And I read about Los Negativos, and immediately went on to Discogs and checked what's up with Los Negativos. Well, there they are. That's their first album. It wasn't a bad price. It's from Spain, but look at that. Look at that. It tells you what you're going to be getting on this thing. Garage rock from the 80s. And Jam got in here. Hold on. It's nice when these insert. And it's all in Espanol, because that's what they sing in. But this is fun. This is great. Out of Barcelona. They formed in '84, and they're still going. I don't know if their hair looks like that yet. I'm sure it's a lot more gray. But they have put out 8 albums of garage rock. And their real big influences is the pop psych of the Byrds and kind of the Beatles rubber soul period. That's their sweet spot. Even their ballads, they have the 60s psych vibe to it. I mean, these guys wear their influences on their sleeve. You could see they love the 60s garage rock that was happening in the psych, and they do great with it. There's some great guitar solos, pounding drums. Even they play some harmonica and harpsichord. I like the harpsichord in classical. I still don't quite dig it necessarily always in rock, but that's okay. It sounds good. This is exciting music. It just makes you smile. And it's all in Spanish, but it just goes. So this is fun. This is the kind of stuff that just thrills me to death, okay? It just puts a smile on my face. Los Negativos. And the name of the album, it's their self-titled. So wonderful stuff. Thank you, the Knights of Fuzz book, for this. I bought another one. I opened it up. There's one. Oh, God, that looks cool. I really have to learn to have self-control. VCLT, Jim Gleason, Radio Wasteland Records, my buddy who we do the podcast with. This week we have kind of what the hell, why are we having these box sets? Kind of an episode, all right? Scratching our head about them. But he sent me this. the resurrected bloated floaters. If you're having a colonoscopy, can you think of something better than that, huh? Oh, Lord, man. Looks like must have been from Virginia. That looks like Virginia, but, oh, God. All right, this, it's out of the 80s, and it's not a turd of an album, though, okay? It's much better. I'll explain more when we get into it, as it makes it into the rotation. But, just send it to me because of that freaking name. The Resurrected Bloated Floaters. All right. Best name ever. All right. And then when I met Michael, Poetry on Plastic, when we met down in Colorado Springs last weekend. We were at his house. He's playing some music. He goes, hey, there's this jazz I have to play you from South Korea. Jazz from South Korea. Well, chalk this one up on the list. And I go, wow, this is fast. This is great. It says, how do I order this? Where did you get this at? And where's that? He had another copy and he gave it to me. That was the most unexpected, because I just wanted to buy the damn thing. I mean, I was so impressed with it. It was just incredibly awesome. It has a flyer in here, and well, you can't see it. I will be showing this in depth and talking about this, because I was floored by this. Now, everything sounds great on his stereo system. I mean, everything sounds good. This was wonderful. Out of South Korea. It is called Toshiyuki Miyama and the New Herd. Toshiyuki Miyama and the New Herd, and whatever that is. Yeah, so Michael, if you're watching, thank you. This was incredible, VCLT. Wow, that's a great album. So, now let's get back to the other stuff I got here. This VCLT was from Thijs, and we'll talk about this one. Mark Langdon Band. And, I've been listening. I like Mark Langdon. I like his solo stuff better than I like Screaming Trees, quite honestly. His very first Stone Pilots, so now I can't think of it. Queen of the Stone Age was good, but there's the label. Cool vinyl. So Thijs, sent me this. Sound of Minder is his channel. Wonderful channel. Hopefully you get together with him again soon. We'd like to go out and we hit record stores. But Mark Langdon, out of Washington State, he was born in 64, passed in 22. Again, Queen, Screaming Trees, Queen of the Stone Age, Gutter Twins was one of his groups that he was in. But he did 12 solo albums and also 3 albums with Naomi Campbell. And he just has that distinctive, raspy baritone voice, which it sounds good. I mean, I really enjoy his voice. This album came out in 2003. Here Comes the Weird Chill. Here Comes That Weird Chill. And you know, this is a repress of this. I mean, this is just packed with layers of guitar, and there's just these droning organ tones that are going on within the music. It has kind of a Tom Waits feel to his song. It's dark. Kind of like Lanegan's life, which was very dark. I mean, by age 12, the guy was an alcoholic already. By 18, he was totally into heavy drugs. Clearly, if he'd been a record collector, he'd be buying everything too and piling it up because he'd show no self-control whatsoever. But this is really neat. It has a kind of the sing-song type vocals happening. You even, there's some quieter stuff like Lexington's Slow Down was a little bit of a quieter song. It had more piano in it. But still there's this darkness. And that's the thing, this music, it has this dark, urgent feel to it. And which is his personality. And yeah, this is really good. I enjoy this. I have one solo album from him, but I was surprised he had 12 of them. So rest in peace, Mark Langdon. Cool stuff. I saw this though when people are showing their best ofs. Channel I always like to watch because I really enjoy is Married to Vinyl. Married to Vinyl. They're in my wheelhouse when it comes to music. A lot of 80s stuff like that. And they showed this. This is the Raveonettes, and it came out last year. And I missed that. I missed it. I believe they got a brand new album coming out again this year. I think it's them. It might be. That doesn't matter. Yeah, I think it's them. All right, so the Raveonettes are out of Copenhagen. Hey, so we've been to Spain, we've been to Australia, been to the U.S. Yeah, we're making our rounds again. Out of Copenhagen, formed in 01, broke up in 18, but reformed again in 22. Suni Ross Wagner, he is the drummer, and Sharon Fu is on... no, they both play guitar, and Sharon Fu's on guitar. They're both guitar players, but they have this 2-part harmony that's inspired by the Everly Brothers, quite honestly. It's hard-edged guitar and drone. Very dark lyrics, generally, with their music, dealing with crime, drugs, murder, suicide, lust, and love. Yeah, that's their normal stuff. This, though, is covers. This is a covers album that they do. And what got my attention is they do covers of Goo Goo Muck from the Cramps, Venus and Furs from, Velvet Underground, Graham Parker's Grievous Angel. 2-person, 2-guitar band, usually darker, and this is what they're doing. How cool is this? Will You Love Me Tomorrow? I mean, come on, that's a 60s classic on here. Shaking All Over, Leader of the Pack. Well, Leader of the Pack does deal with lost love, death, so I can see that. Girl on Death Row. Okay, I can see that. Cool stuff. This is fun. A good album from the Raveonettes. The Raveonettes Sing is what's called. The Raveonettes Sing. And there's the groups. Wonderful stuff. Thank you, Married to Vinyl, for showing that. a lost 80s, 90s electronic duo. They only put out one album, Propellerheads, and that's the name of the album there. It is Decks and Drums and Rock and Roll. Decks and Drums and Rock and Roll. Propellerheads. And what do we have in here? We have, yeah, we have original inner sleeves. Album cover's a little beat up. Vinyl's really good. Nothing on the vinyl. They do put somewhere on there it allow you to kind of know where you're. You know what? They don't even have the freaking letter on there. This is one of those. I wonder what side I'm listening to, because it is a 2-album set on here. The other one has white. So Propellerheads out of Bath, England. So let's drop over to the UK. Formed in '95, broke up in '03. Electronic musical duo, which is going crazy. The Chemical Brothers, Prodigy, everything was electronic out of the UK right now, and some great stuff. Alex Gifford, he played saxophone with the Stranglers on here from '86 to '90, which was neat. And then Will White is the other person. This is, again, I said, their only album that they ever put out, and it has Spy Break is on here. The song Spy Break. You know, well, so what? What's Spy Break? If you've ever watched The Matrix, the first Matrix, when they enter the lobby of that place and start shooting the hell out of it, the music they're playing, it's Spy Break. Yes. Love that movie. Love that scene. That's like my favorite scene. I love the music of that. So it's just incredible. It's so cool. They also do a song called 360 Degrees, oh yeah, with a De La Soul. And James Bond. They take the James Bond from probably the least known James Bond movie, On Her Majesty's Secret Service. And they do special music for that. It sounds so freaking good. History Repeating has Shirley Bassey from James Bond movie. She sings in there, and they fuse it with this kind of this jazz beat. Really neat stuff. This came into Radio Wasteland, and I knew the Propellerheads. I had this CD way back then, and I thought I'm going to get it because I really love, Spy Break and that On Her Majesty's Secret Service. So cool stuff to get. Very, very cool. Cool. What is more cool than, yeah, baby, yes, Austin Powers soundtrack. I mean, I love the soundtrack. The Look of Love's on here by Susanna Hoffs, the Austin Power themes. I Touch Myself by the Divinals. The Book Lovers. I mean, there's just cool stuff. Sergio Mendes. Yeah. This was a fantastic movie. And then they went downhill, like often happens when you have a great movie and we try to keep it going. Though they did bring in Fat Bastard later on. But yeah, great soundtrack there from Austin Powers. That's what we got today. Yep, good stuff. Hope you enjoyed that. Appreciate you, as always, hanging out. Their store tour coming up Thursday, Tuesday, I don't know. I'm kind of into this 3 videos while I can. Business is starting to pick up. We're starting to get more things happening within my the pool business. So, yeah, less and less time. Appreciate everyone hanging with me. Have a great week.